Hello there. Today I will be presenting to you my deck list for Bruce before the release of Diamonds. So first is Diabolos Diver. So yeah, just a generic starter. When rolled upon, you draw a card. Then Diabolos Steve. When placed on Vanguard, choose a Vanguard circle. Choose a card from Soul. Call it to the back row, so it will become this. And to the back row center, and you still charge one. So next would be Diablos and Richard. So when you put this in the Vanguard circle, you put your back row center to the soul, then you get to draw a card. So next would be of course the main right line of this is Diablos Balance Bruce. So he has no abilities, but if you're in your turn 4, you final rush. So yeah. So the next cards, those are the right line. Next would be I run 3 so I run total of 4 copies of Diablos Balance Bruce since I don't have the budget yet for the Unrivaled and for the upcoming set of Viamans. So I'll be using violence. Then the next grade 3 would be, of course, the staple, 4 copies of Marjorie. When this unit attacks, if you're in final rush, put one of your other rear guards from your rear guards into your soul, and you draw a card, soul charge 1, and this unit gets 10k. Now, this card gets powerful if you get a persona right turn, and of course, the next 3 cards is plus full dive. Now you get a 20k beater plus 20k beater to Marjorie with this. This card says play with counter +1, draw a card, choose a card from your hand and call it rear guard. Then if you're in final rush, all of your front row rear guards gets 10,000 power until the end of turn. Yeah. Then since the release of set 8, managed to get a Regalia piece, which is Gracious Guardian. You can only have one in the deck, and you may only use it one time in a fight. So play this if you can Persona Ride. This give you a free Persona Ride turn. Yeah, it's an extra Persona Ride. Next, of course, another staple for Bruce. I only run 3 copies of Leonard since I can't get a full set because the price is getting higher for every Diabolos card for the upcoming set 9. Yeah, so Leonard skill in continuous, if you are in final rush, this unit gets 5,000 power, and when this unit attack, it battles all of your opponents in a column. So yeah, and I like this in this build because the keyword here is when this unit attack hits soul charge 1, and if your vanguard is Diabolos Violence Bruce, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it to the open rear guard circle. Essentially, you can get multiple attacks with him. And of course, one of my favorite cards is Diabolos Boys Eden. Now, since if you have no more triggers like crits in the deck, this is essentially you giving a trigger. Like if you're in final rush, this unit's 5k, and if these units would restand again by a card effect, it restands, he gains an extra crit. Now you can also play this if in your turn 2 when you are at Richard, or in your turn 3 with Bruce. You can essentially lessen the rear guards of your opponents or the resources, because when this unit attack hits, if it's Vanguard or rear guard, you get to counter +1, choose up to 1 of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Now this is questionable, but I like to play her Diablos Modana Mabel. Now if it's your turn 4, her skill, or in final rush, when this unit boosts a vanguard, and if you're in final rush, counter +1, choose up to 1 of your vanguards. And here's the keyword: she doesn't give +1 drive. The van you give Bruce, essentially you give Bruce a triple drive. So the keyword is triple drive. So you get to some people who run with elemental sanctitude can block with this with no cost. Yeah, essentially you're giving Bruce a triple drive. So next is also another staple is portable dragon. I run 4 because it's fairly cheap today. When this unit attacks or boosts, if you're in final rush, counter +1, put another rear guard into your soul, and you get to choose a card from your soul. And if you accidentally soul charge your over trigger or triggers or PGs, you can essentially get back it put in your hand. And next cards would be monitoring gear Dover. I only run 3 because I find it inconsistent with running 4. So his skill at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you're in final rush, put this unit into your soul and choose one of your units. So choose one of your units, not rear guards. And it gets 10k power until the end of turn. So essentially you could give Bruce the 10k before he attacks, or you could give either Leonard or Marjorie. That's my idea. And of course, for the Sentinels, as I mentioned earlier, I run with Elemental Sanctitude and 3 copies of Crystal Hate. Now, their skill, when this unit is put on, first with Elemental Sanctitude, essentially, people who use this can negate Mabel's triple drive because if your opponent Vanguard has triple drive, the keyword triple drive, the ability can be played without paying the cost, just like I said. But if it's not, like it's a normal twin drive, then this is a normal PG, like from the starters. Now this one it's hard to find the cheaper one in online. And when this unit is put on Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. And if your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard. So if you have 2 or less, then essentially you get to use this without paying the cost. Now, for my trigger lineup, of course, I'm running the New World Order for Dark States. Essentially, when you drive check this one, it's same as Galmage Health. My Vanguard gets an extra 10k and an extra crit until the end of turn. So it's a passive. For every my turn, my Vanguard is already at 23 with 2 crits. Yeah, that's actually it. Next, running 4 crits, 3 draws, 4 fronts, and 4 heals. Now, I'm running 4 fronts because I want to pressure with my rear guards and not the crit. Some people I try to fight, I use crit, but for me, using 8 crits is inconsistent and they might retire my rear guards, which I need for the next turn. And I only run 1 effect heal because the critical trigger effect heal, in some games I cannot use it because essentially you guard how can I say this, the 10k guard is not worth the extra 15k is not worth it because sometimes you might not use it. So yeah, hope some people might use this or I might use this, but I will be uploading a Viaman's Bruce soon, as soon as possible if the set 9 release. Yeah, and that will be it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.